Yes, I got the blue screen of death. It's the first time in about 10 years, and it's normally that sort of thing is memory, I think. I've had that before where you change RAM in banks and you don't get it again, but I've never had it on this machine, so I don't know what happened. I don't know. No idea. So anyway, it doesn't matter. We had 87 people in the last one. We'll just see if a few more come. I think there's 5. There you go. Back on. Working now. Yep. My glass. I need to change this. Have you ever eaten? One of my kids goes, "Do you feel like pizza?" I said, "Yeah, I like pizza." I had half pepperoni and half margarita. And have you ever eaten something and said, "Why did I do that?" when you finished it? And I'm doing that because I'm doing these like mini cheesy burps. It's repeating on me. It's foul. And even my glass has a little bit of yuck. It's gross. What are you doing? Okay, you're going to go now. That was brief. You go get some sleep. I think you got to go to school tomorrow, right? A Bolwell, yes, Bolwells are very dear. They were pretty cheap at one point, but now they're quite Nagaris, and there's another one too. I always get them mixed up with D Tomato, so that's a totally different thing. So yeah, I've got this other one, and because I had a junkyard 302, and I stripped it and took it to John at what's the name of the place? No, Tony. Sorry, it's Beadworks, and it had a few cracks in the block around where the cylinder heads were on one side. Someone had over tightened, I think. And so one of his sidekicks had this one, and he said, "I know where there's one that's been hot tanked, and crack tested. There's nothing wrong with that, and it's a virgin bore." So I said, "Cool. Okay, Judd. See you later. Take care." And so I grabbed it, and I haven't got a car for it, and I didn't want to put a Cleveland in the XW. I wanted a Windsor in that. Episode of MotoGP is about to start. You better watch it. Yes, you better watch. You're going to get more interest out of it than this. Keep it the good work, Pete. Look forward to your next upload. Thank you very much, and enjoy. Do you live near Eastland? Yes, I do. I think I saw you buying bananas and condoms from Coles. I wouldn't have been buying condoms, but I was buying bananas. I bought bananas yesterday. Yeah, I was with my daughter. No, it wasn't. It was the day before. So yeah, but condoms. God, what do they do? What do you use condom for? So there you go. So basically, this was just I lost my flow now because the other one crashed. But this was just to say thanks very much to everyone, and also that I'm going to be working on getting the XC finished by spring. My first 2 photos of the inside would be Sir David Attenborough, good choice, and me. I want to talk to him because he's got so many stories. And I've been watching, I don't know why, but I've been watching heaps and heaps and heaps of Beatle, John Lennon, Paul McCartney stuff lately on YouTube. I don't know why. Is one of them about to die? I'm not sure. But I've been just watching heaps of it. ZJ, ZK, spot on choice. Get one soon before they go insane price wise. I'd like a knackered 6-cylinder one. I mean, everyone ditches 6 and put V8 in. I like not to do that because I did that to the XW. But I like ZKs more than ZJs. I did find years ago now, probably 10 years ago, a ZJ Sportsman advertised in a really obscure place, and I can't remember where it was 3.5 grand. It was the brown over cream. It was a weird color combination, the Sportsman's, and it had a 351. It was mint. It was 3.5 grand. And I should have snapped it up. What do we got? Coffee time. Good move. It's a pity I can't move this with me. If I was on a laptop, I could move around and go into the kitchen. Got any Fiat 132 leads? No, nothing like that. I'd love to see you attempt to build a Clevo using as many Chinese aftermarket performance parts as possible to see how long it lasts. They were selling, okay, AT Racing World was selling stroker kits for things like this and alloy heads and this sort of stuff. And someone bought the alloy heads and they weren't bad, except they didn't use washers underneath the nuts. They had a stud kit for the heads, and the nuts just sort of chewed their way to the G'day John, how are you? 351 old school. I've got to get an insulation panel from you too. But yeah, I don't think they were that bad, but they got a really bad reputation, the AT Racing World stuff, so they've culled that name and they're using something else. But in saying that, I bought the pulley set, the single pulley set to use on the engine stand, which was basically a water pump pulley and also the one for the crank. And that's great for the engine stand. But even then, there's a tiny bit of run out on one of them. Is that the yellow ones or the chrome one? No, that's the chrome one on the XW from Eagles Bears. So they got a bad name, AT Racing World, but I wouldn't get a Clevo block like this because it's a Minter and stick something that could let go. Oh, but that's just engine suicide. P6 LTD, yeah, that's a room thing. I'd have one, but the P6 LTD needs a 429, I reckon, or a 460. I wouldn't put a 351 in one. They've got 351s, but a big block one of those. Any tips on seating new pistons and rings? Go up a hill in high gear and bed the rings in. That's what we used to do. We used to get, you drive it, you run it in gently and all that, but then you get to a hill and you give it a nice big, you let it really labour up a big hill and that beds the rings in. I've just finished watching Musty One on a Toro lawnmower he done. I don't know what a Toro lawnmower is. Musty One's the lawnmower king, isn't he? He does a lot of, he calls them weed whackers and whippersnippers and all this. John, old school. I thought that was you before. Oh, no, it's 351 old school. Is that the same? Yes, it is. Same. How are you, John? And I said, I've got to get an insulation panel for behind the back seat from you. I've got to get a few bits and pieces. I went to Rare Spares to drop the seatbelts off, and I was asking about the boot trim clips, and the guy didn't know because they're not in a kit, so I have to go down there. I don't know if you know what trims they are, the clips they are. I've got to get a bunch of things like that. 351 to Cortina. What's an idea? You missed the revolving half circle. I don't know what we're talking about there. I've lost track of what that is. I just want to see someone test the stroker kits. Well, normally, if it's something like a Clevo and you're getting hard thin on the ground, you'd use a scat. They had a 383 and a 393 one, and the 390, one of them had to, or 408, I can't remember. One of them you had to clearance something in the block, and the other you didn't. I think the 383 one would go in without clearance in the block. But it's I do that, but I don't know. These days, if you're stroke and you work them up a bit, there's always going to be some modern car that's going to blow you into the weeds. So I don't tend to bother about it. Try a program called Blue Screen View. This helps diagnose blue screen crashes. Oh no, the message didn't disappear, Chris. Yeah, it'll be a memory thing. If it does it again, I'll just you pull your memory out and you stick it in a different slot. So all your dressing's different and it gets rid of it that way. Phil with the XF, how are you? Yeah, boom roll clip for the stainless. XB GTs, GXLs, and apparently XAs are the same too, according to Graham. Paperclip shape. Yeah, they could be. So the thing is, the thing with the trim clips is Rare Spares didn't know because they need to see a sample of it. If they don't sell it as a kit, like XWXY stuff, the GTs are so frequently done, but the XAs, Bs and Cs, they sell bits and pieces. And so he didn't know which clips I was talking about. The little hats are still there, the little stands for them. So you put the clip on, you move it over and it locks on, then you just knock your trim on and there's two threaded ones at the end. And I've got a couple of threaded ones, but I wasn't sure. I think they're green. I think you're right. Bogan Blokes. Found out that Dad got me a 186 gearbox, radiator and diff. I tried to also buy an 81 XS 500 Yamaha for $5 grand off my uncle, but I ain't paying that. So you wanted too much, did he? Factory GXL boot mold trims are held in with small studs. Yeah, that's right. And the small studs are no, the small studs aren't there because it's a Fairmont boot lid or a Falcon boot lid. But I'll use the rivet studs, which do the same thing. Okay, Jacob. Oh, Mark, thank you very, very much. Still doing AU Series 1 gear with stock bottom end and full headwork for 302 conversion. Can't wait. My first B8 to add to my VS Holden 304 and BZ LS1 Monaro. That's a nice car. I'm just going to say quickly, Jacob Studeman, no more Tim Watson stuff, mate. You would be Geordie Campbell's friend, I believe. I think we got to knock that stuff off, okay? Yeah, so I need those. Yeah, I need some clips. And also the one that's the double chrome with the black bit in the middle. It goes on the very bottom of the boot. I need to find out what those clips are. And I was just going to take them into rare spares. But I've got to put those two trims on. I've got the GXL badge and I've got to get a Ford badge, an update badge. I want to have an update badge on it. And that way, you know, that way the back's all finished. Except the bumper, I'll give that to John. He can get that re-chromed. This glass is mangy as. Look at it. You see how dirty it is? Oh, crap. No, I forgot. Sorry. Have I sent the 253 carbon other thingo? It's a manifold. It's a Holden 4-barrel alloy manifold for a 253. It's off 308, sorry. It's off a 308 HJ. I'm sure, and you can have that if you like, because I don't need it. These sorts of things I always end up needing, but I can't see myself getting a 308 Holden anytime soon. I did want to get a VB. I saw a VB Commodore 253, and I thought, oh, that'd be nice to do, but I just haven't got the room. Until I can find a storage solution, it's not going to happen. Yes, you did, Mark. Mark Stella, I remember you. Yeah, you did. You came over and had a good chat. So Mark gave me the interior high series light for the Fairmont, for the white GXL with the matte lights, and it even had the base plate with it, which I've never seen one. I'm not friends with anyone called Geordie. Well, you keep coming on here, and I spoke to Geordie, and I knew it was him. I thought it was him that was trolling me, and I spoke to him and said, knock it off, and he did. So I was right. Was I right when I heard you say you'd like to do LHLX Toronto next? That would be awesome. PS, love the XY series. Watched it 3 or 4 times now. Good on you. I'd like to do an LCLJ. I want to. The problem with LCs and LJs is they're just so expensive. And Bogan Blokes had a 4-cylinder 2-door, and he had a bit of 6-cylinder stuff too. And I thought, oh, that'd be nice. But I just haven't got anywhere to put it until I can find a storage. Because I don't want to sell what I've done. Do you know what I mean? Like I sold the Galaxy and always regretted it. So I thought, you know, these days if I can keep it or keep what I've done, that'd be really good. Just take my LC and LJ. My God, you're just about to come on, new best friend. I don't know where to put it though. I don't know what to do. You don't knock an LC or an LJ. Are they? How bad are they? Oh, you did. Hang on a second. So you had a set of Pillar Fairmont reading lights I promised you a while ago. You didn't send those because I've got a set. I found a set that are almost new old stock and put them in. Were they the XC ones you're talking about, Mark? Hey, Bogan Blokes, can you send me pictures of these Tiranas? I'm going to have to work some magic here. I feel the need to do one. Oh, I really want one. A 2-door LJ in original paint. That thing's worth a fortune. Don't give that away. You can make some serious money out of that. How rusty is that? Actually, don't answer that because I know the answer. It's rusty. The LJ was a 4-cylinder one, though, wasn't it? Oh. What do XF ones look like? I don't know what XF pillar lights look like. Oh, they're the same, aren't they? My XD's got some which I put in. So, okay, this guy was wrecking a 6-cylinder Fairmont Gear XD a while ago. And at the time, it was in the 90s, at the time they wanted quite a lot of money for the bits and pieces. So I got the pillar lights out of it. I got the front seats. I got all the seats out of it. I got the door trims, but the door trims were shabby. I got the boot mat. I got the boot light. I got the remote boot release. I got a whole lot of stuff. I think all up was like $300. which is dirt cheap now. And I put them all in mine because mine didn't have the pillar lights, but the brackets are there and the plugs are there. And the vinyl seats, because mine's a GL, the vinyl seats will split at the seam where they're stitched, just from sitting out in the full sun in the 80s with a horse float and all that sort of stuff. So it's like I managed to sort of Fairmont gear my Falcon GL. And I'm glad I did because it's just so comfortable to drive. It's a beautiful car to drive. Yeah, come over, Mark. Have a coffee with me. I've got Harvey coming over and I've got Nathan. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Another guy. He's going to come too. It's a TA Tirana. What's the difference between a TA Tirana and an LJ Tirana? The taillights are different, but is the body the same? Oh, I got a blue screen. The title, I got my computer crashed. Oh, okay. Silver the XC, black of the XC. What's the time frame do you have to complete the XD? Amazing. Oh, the XC or the XD? I have to complete the XD. Amazing work being done on the guards. I know the guy's a magician. I can't do that. What's the time frame for the XC? I want it on the road in spring. Yeah, the nose is shorter on all the four-cylinder runners. Hang on, he sent me a photo. I want to have a look. Where is it again? I've got to send the carburetor manifold to him too. Nathan Sunrise. Oh, it's Nathan. Yeah, his name's Nathan, and he's got an original XC Interceptor. And I said to him, I've got my dash. And I'm going to give him my Interceptor Speedo that I bought for mine. He's a lovely guy, and he sends bits and all this sort of stuff. So if I can help somebody, I certainly would. I got a text. Okay. 7 attachments. Jeez. Oh my God, this guy's got some attachments. Oh. Straight. Oh my God. One of them's upside down on a rock. That's the same green as mine. Is that a 6-cylinder car, is it? So all the roof stoved in, but the bumper still looks all right. What does your dad do? Like, he keeps... Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Do you mind if I share that with people watching this? Hang on, what do we got? No, the T8 is an LJ. Hang on a second. Nose is shorter. Comparing the 302 and the 250 Crossplay, was the V8 a viable power option over the 6? The T8 is an LJ. Hang on a second. Nose is shorter. Comparing the 302 and the 250 Crossplay, was the V8 a viable power option over the 6 or not? What was that in? Sorry. I'd always have a 302 over a 250. 250 if you want to do turbos, because they're a very strong engine. But 302 is grouse. I love them. I'll bring my VS Commodore. Yeah, bring it. I want to see it. You can look at my VE, which is boring as background. Flowsys copy with Senator interior. When I talk about the HB, no, it was the LJ. The front is different. The front is different on a TA and TA 4-cylinder. Don't be up too late. You've got school in the morning. Yeah, that's a kid, obviously. Is Nico? No, okay. I don't want to be trolled, right? Hi, Pete, mate. I've been trying to contact you. I have a 9-inch. Send me an email. So it's SUZIE, Susie and Peter Anderson at Gmail, all lowercase, if you want to sell it. Ryan Basalo, hey mate, would you be interested in taking on subscribers car to buff up? No, I don't kind of do that. I feel selfish saying that, but on subscribers car to buff up. No, I don't kind of do that. I feel selfish saying that, but okay, so I'm going through separation at the moment with my wife, and I'm trying to keep the kids going, and I'm trying to do my thing. I'm trying to be a school teacher, and I just really have no time. And so, if I was to take, I got to it. I go out and do an hour here or half an hour there on the cars. I don't do anything. I just don't have time. I just really don't get time to do anything. But I keep myself busy all day until about this time. What is it now? 20 past 10. And oh, Dino, thank you very much. I keep myself busy. Can you share the video of my FBEK? Hang on, did you send me a video, did you? Oh, stopgap to the release of the Gemini. Where's the video? How do I share this? He's got some really nice stuff. So there's this one. So there's this one. I don't know how to share it properly because I'm a retard with technology. What the fuck is that? This guy, I don't know what. Oh, hang on. That's the Tirana. That's a TA. Yeah, he's right. Hang on. I'll take your Tirana off you. How much do you want for your Tirana? There's this one. Okay, I'm getting tried by these bloody kids again. Peter Anderson's mum. I don't make lunch for school, I just go to the canteen. Okay, hang on, what have I got? Let me just dip my grill. I'm gonna photo. Oh yeah, okay. So I don't want to sell. Oh Darren, what was it? Sorry. Oh my gosh, really? Wow, wait. That's so generous, Darren. God, you guys, I've been. Do you know this XC? Where's the bloody book on it? Let me pull something up. This is. I've just got to tell you something, right? Hang on, I've got to go into documents. 1977. Can you still see me? Okay, I can't see the screen. I'm looking at my running sheet. The running sheet for the XC is 33 pages long. That's of suppliers. That's a diary. Every time I do work on it, I write a couple of sentences. These are the people that I know of that I can remember. So that have donated to the XC. So Jason Hill, who did all the interior and gave me all the metalwork from Erect XB. Dave Raymakers, Mike Raymakers, Alex from Several Auto Electrics, Paul Harker, Mark Stella, Andy Brook, Grant Wickham, Warwick Tetlow, Matt from the Ford Forum. I don't know his surname, but he lives just around the corner, gave me a grill and headlights and everything. John Parnas, Hayden and Matt Larragee, Joel Clark, Bobby Smith, Liam Scanlon, Russell, whose name escapes me, John Anderson, my brother, Wayne Hetherington, right? XA Coupe guy. So that's Grant Newbury, I think. No, Graham Newbury. And someone that I've missed that gave me rear power window switch and 2 chrome lock buttons as well. But they're the people, that's a list of the people that have given me stuff for the XC. Like there's a lot of money's worth of stuff there. That's a list of the people that have given me stuff for the XC. Like there's a lot of money's worth of stuff there. And that's one of the reasons I have to finish it. And that's the other reason why I will not sell it, because if I was to sell that car, I would contact all those people, because like Paul Harker, for example, he gave me a pedal box and they go for $350. Then he gave me door hinges and he gave me power steering brackets and stuff. Jason Hill did the interior for nothing. You know, that's a few $1,000s. If I was to sell the car, I'd have to contact all those people and say, look, how much do you want? Because I know you didn't give it to me to profit from. You gave it to me as a donation. And that would go with any part that goes on it. I am going to lower the rear of the XW. I've got to play with the front. Yeah, I've got to raise the front as well and put different spring saddles in. I'm not happy with the spring saddles in it. Bogan Blokes, whereabouts are you? Darren Ellis, you've been subscribed for a long time, I know. Oh my God, that is so kind. Yeah, tell me where you are, Darren. I'm going to put my email here, and then I'll get Ego. I'll get Ego to pick it up. Hang on a second. It's Susie and Peter Anderson. Is that right? Hang on. Yeah, at Gmail. And you can always contact me here, but I'm very slow because I'm stupid at responding to emails. It's up near Wang. All right, I used to live in Yarrawonga when I was a kid. That's so kind of you, Darren. That's just ridiculously kind of you. What was the differential out of? Note to self: make a YouTube channel. Finish car. I have been really. I know, but there's no way I can't stand. I would get hurt if I was to donate something to someone, right? And then they turn around and flogged it for money. I just thought, no, that's not what it was for. Trials are all right. They're just kids. These are just kids from school. They're good kids. They're being silly, but they're actually really good kids. Even the kid I yelled at, and I knew who it was when he started. He put my address on here because he lives around the corner from here, and he knows where I live. And there's a couple. There was another kid, a year 12 kid. He's a classic. He's funny, and his dad's a paramedic. And his sister was a lovely girl, and they are the nicest family. And this kid's a stirrer. He used to get his dog to piss on the front fence, and then I came out and said, "Can't your dog do it on the neighbour's fence?" He's such a sweet guy, and so I didn't mind. That was kind of good. But this other kid, he started putting my address on here, and that's when I thought, you know what, that's not a cool thing to do. And so I went up to him in school, and I said to him, "You've been on my live feeds, right?" And he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about." I said, "Yes, you do." And I looked him square in the face, and he went all red. And I thought, gotcha. And then never heard a squeak from him since. And I thought, yeah, I thought it was you. Darren, once the XC is done, does the Plymouth move up the list? Yes, it does. Fix a 1-tonner. I had two 1-tonner frames and a whole lot of stuff which I would gladly have given you because I used them at school, and they all went free to a wrecker. So a Tirana would be the perfect next foil. I should do a Tirana with his kids, shouldn't I? Get him to get involved with it, although we live so far apart. We gave you parts, we don't need anything back. I know, but it's so kind. And I don't gave you parts, we don't need anything back. I know, but it's so kind. And I don't forget, and that's why, well, I do forget, but that's why I put it in there. It's a 33-page document. Where's the XW's one? It's just a whole book, and I keep a note of everything. Gabe Itch. Go away. Go to bed. You got school tomorrow. We love seeing the car back on the road. Mate, long story, but out of my XBGS, my goodness. XBGS would have been a K-code car. I was talking to Graham, and I had an XA K-code transmission L 4-speed GS, and I wrecked it. It's impossible to get a GXL these days. Can I drive your XC when I'm 18? Well, if you give me a try, you can. It depends if you're allowed to. I don't know. You're allowed to drive 302s. I don't know if you're allowed to drive 351s. I'm not sure. It's all power to weight. And XC's power was exaggerated because when they were stock, new, they weren't. I mean, they were powerful enough, but they're rated at 162 kilowatts. And they're not that heavy. So I don't know. If it's legal, then yeah. God, I've been very fortunate. So who owns this Tirana? Is that your father? Does he own it? I'd love to get my hands on a Tirana. Who actually owns it? And it's got plates. That's the other thing. Like ID plates. They're just so hard to get. I've been on for another half hour. I should go now too. What time is it? 10:30. What else is there? So yeah, I aim to finish that by spring. Then Graham made mention today on the phone. He goes, "I've had more time. I'd come and help you change the body mounts on the Plymouth. That'd be great." I'm sorry to hear what's going on with your wife, mate. Keep up what you're doing. My wife is she's a wonderful person, and I was having some trouble with the kids. They were all sort of condemning her a bit, and I said, "Don't," because if she's not happy, if you're in a relationship and you're not happy, well, what do? You leave, right? And so she did, but she comes back every now and then. So she's going through a bit, and she's met a guy who seems pretty good. If you're going to lose your missus to someone, it might as well be someone like him. But we haven't talked yet about settlements and stuff like that, and that's where it could hurt. Well, it will hurt, but what do you do? With the XC boot lid taillight trim is similar to XC S-Pack gear. No, they're thinner. They're a lot thinner. This is a good half-inch, this one. Would you fix an F45? And yes, it's Dad's Tirana. And that is the 6-cylinder tags. Ask your father how much he wants for it. The XC videos, yeah, the XW are probably the best one because it's a popular model and there was only 20 or 30 of them. The XC, I'm on part 54, for God's sake, it's still not finished. And there was a lot of XC updates because I kept losing wind with it and coming back to it. And then doing a motorcycle here and there and doing another car. And I've done several cars since I got the XC. The XCs I had for a long time. I've had it for a long time. July 2015 is when I bought it. GXLs are about 1,700. Yeah, I don't even think they're that heavy. Do you think they're 1,700 kilos? End with a joke. Clean one, of course. Jokes. All I know are filthy, foul jokes. I'm an ex-mechanic, and you can imagine the things that I've heard. And so I have to I have to Google jokes and clean jokes because I just can't. I just don't know any. Mate, it's yours. Wow, thank you so much. I'll email you later. I have a few other parts from the XB, the brakes, front end motor, etc. Jesus. Darren, that's so generous. And let me know if there's anything I can do or anything, how much you want for this stuff. Have an Aussie Ford 1991 Mercury Capri. Oh, okay. So I was at Ford when they were new. They were Ford Capris here. And they're based on a Mazda. What are they based on? A 323. Mazda 323. And then they rebadged them Ford Lasers. Is that right? There was KC and KU Lasers, and they used the front end, or they used the floor pan out of one of those. Mark, thank you so much. Tell Susie there's only one Peter A. She knows that. She's a good girl, Susie. Yeah, and they made the Capri. And the Capri had a lot of water leaks and stuff to start with, but they sorted it out and it became a very nice little car. The Sigma was interesting. The plated bolts were good. The Sigma was a really quick one, but the problem with the Sigma, I rushed it, really, really rushed it to get it finished by, or to get the painting all done by April. I should have taken off the paint that was under it because it's just caused havoc. Let's wreck that. So I've got to redo it. Oh, you got a Valiant. Just picked up a CM wagon. Very nice car. I love your work, champ. And I've seen Jason video on the diff he did up for the Valiant. It looks great. If you can do this one up, let it say it would make my day. Okay. Okay, I'll do that. Secrets out the internet. You're not funny on the internet. The jokes aren't funny. They're clean. The jokes that I laugh at are all foul, and I'm not going to say them here, and I'm not going to say them at school, because I laugh at stuff that you're just not supposed to laugh at. Ask Graham. We're on the phone today, collectively for a couple of hours, laughing about stuff we're not supposed to laugh at. Oh, Darren, thank you so much. Any chance you can post a follow-up video of your brother's Mustang? I've got to do that, and he's a slack bastard. He hasn't done anything. I'll give you all my cars. I've got nowhere to put stuff. But gee, you've got a tasty little selection there. HT Monaros, Browns, and Torontos. Why don't you do up just to get it going? Like, don't restore it, but just get some of them going, and you'll get a lot of money. HT Monaros, for example, and Browns, you get a lot of money. And that way it can fund something that you want to keep, you know. I wouldn't feel right taking something for nothing. I think that would be... I know a guy that did that with an old car, and I don't know how he sleeps at night. And he wouldn't feel right taking something for nothing. I think that would be... I know a guy that did that with an old car, and I don't know how he sleeps at night. And that was a widow's car. And, I mean, he's a good guy, but he came across this thing. It was an HT Prem, I think, and he got it for virtually nothing. And I thought, oh, I don't know if I'd do that. Hang on, I'm losing track. Have to thank you for the XW series, Pete. It was extremely helpful to me. I was trying to piece my XY together while you were putting out bids. Big thanks. No worries, Lockie, because they're pretty much the same, XYs and XWs. You have a 323 SP20, yeah. They're a great little car. They'll become a classic in the future because there's a gazillion now, but they won't be in the future. Hey, Pete. G'day, Sasquatch. Hey, Pete, any chance when Graham drops your guards off, you two do a meet and greet? Maybe at the Coach and Horses? Yes, we can do that. How embarrassing would it be if you did a meet and greet and no one turned up there? You'd be like, cool. You are one sick bugger. I love it. I'll save your seat in hell. Yeah, that was Graham. So today because Graham's got an offbeat sense of humour the same as mine, but we don't publish it. And one time, actually, I was with Jason Hill, and he had his camera there. And Jason's like me; he's a total idiot with technology, and his camera was on. And we pulled out its pack of darts, and everything's F this and S that, and there was a few C bombs in there. The camera was rolling, right? And he published it. And then Liam Scanlon in Queensland, who's also a school teacher, texted me and said, "Get him to pull it. You're going to get into trouble." And I didn't know, so I got hold of him and said, "Can you yank that video? Because the people have seen it and they're commenting on it." And he pulled it straight away. It was pretty funny. He thought the camera was off, and it was on. And then when he went to film something, he's actually turned it off and done this big scene and found out the camera was off all the time. He's like me. He does things like that. Yeah, we could do a meet and greet. Mercury Capris in the USA. And do you know the funny thing about those Capris in the United States? You guys got them cheaper than we did. And they were built in Broadmeadows, which is 20 miles that way. And it's like, you've got to be kidding. So the Americans got them a lot cheaper. I got a gold and black roof HK Brown for 3K. Wow. The chasing broken cars thing, I haven't updated for ages. I've got to spend a day on that, just bringing them up to speed. Yeah, and that's all I've got to do. Did you see that one with Jason? It's like, oh, fuck. And I watched it, and I just thought, oh, I don't know about this. But then I thought, the kids at school, the parents, because the parents at school watch this stuff, and I thought, they won't know who Jason is. Yeah. I got another text. Rosie, it's my daughter. Oh, Mark Stella. Mark Stella sent me a message. Hang on. Okay. Oh. Oh, hang on. Rosie's up with Susie, and she's homesick. Oh, Rosie, don't be homesick. What time is it? She's just sent this now. Hang on, I got a text her back. Hang on, just bear with me, and I'll only be 2 seconds. Take care, home. Beautiful girl. Rosie and I are just, we do everything together. and she's suffering at the moment. Hang on. I'm always, but it's good for her to get out. You know what I mean? She sits on her phone and on the computer all the time and watches TV all the time. It's like it's good to get her out. You know. Sorry, baby. Sorry, baby. 2015 was the last post on the. Gee whiz, that's ridiculous. Is that the last time I did the last post on Chasing Broken Nose? No, it would have been after that because I did the XC hand. Freaking awesome on there. You're going to turn up, eh? You're going to do a meet and greet and you're going to come up to the Coaching Horses in Ringwood. I see that video of Jason. Yeah, that was just bad. I'm taking legal action on you doxing me. I don't know what that means. What's doxing? See in court. Yeah, well, you can try, but by the time Susie's done, I probably don't have any freaking cards or anything. You know. You want to do a meet and greet, correct? You were talking about 4.9 badges at the side of the GXL. Lots of C-bombs in that clip. It was bad. It was really bad. I've gone, and he's doing this film. I've gone, the XCs are real. Everything I do to it, because and the XCs like this, it fought me on everything. Every time I did something on it, it fought me on it. Okay, Aussie Tiger, knock it off or go away. Understand? My Brougham is cheaper than my bloody uncle's XS. Yes, it is. Petty, you need to understand. Don't feel bad for donations of parts or money. It's like on PayTV without the. Yeah, some of the channels on PayTV are pretty bad, aren't they? Thanks so much, Mark. That's really, and thanks for that light. I remember that we had a good talk. You were here for about an hour, I think, and it was good. I kind of dig that. Any interest in motorsport? I would watch it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it because I always just keep my little head busy with other stuff. But I should actually stop and start watching that sort of stuff. I'll get a few pictures of the diff and send it to you in an email tomorrow, but it's not fancy. It's not fair. It's been clean, but that's it. And drum brakes on it. That's all right. That might be better for the XW. Although, no, it's probably too wide for the XW. I don't know. That's so kind. That's so kind. People give free cars to Jay Leno. Yeah, but I'm not Jay Leno. And Jay Leno's, I mean, he's got stuff that's priceless. How's it? Do you watch Big Dog Garage stuff? He's got steam-powered cars. Did you find out anything definitive about the single row reverse gate? Not yet. I sort of finished the last video, banged it out, and then just I've left the car. Today was really fun weather. I went to visit Mum and I was with my brother and sister as well. So she likes seeing us all together and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So I sort of took a break. Actually, you know what I did? Yesterday, the Starley was all dull and I've got to take it into school. I use it every day for school, but the VCE kids have a life hacks thing in Bounce. So Bounce is a pastoral care subject. The kids seem to hate it, but there's a lot of information disseminated in it. And so, you know, it's about kids' well-being and all that sort of stuff. But at year 11 and 12, I do a life hacks when I'm buying a car. And what to look for and talk about PPSR and talk about all this sort of other stuff, the written off vehicle register, all those sorts of things. And I take my little Starley in. I basically say, don't buy a car like that. Buy the most modern car you can afford, which will have all the safety kit in it. Yeah. So I run that for the year 11s and 12s, mainly year 11, I think. It changes year to year. And then there's another teacher that does, I think, on credit cards. Another one on, I do it with my bounce cards anyway, moving out of home, you know, credit cards and how bad they are, debt and all that sort of stuff, and interest rates and compound interest rates and all that sort of stuff, and talk about that. What do you think of the XB? I love XBs. I have a GXL 76 GXL Snow White, which I'm restoring right now, with matching number 302 block and auto. My friends think I should put a 350 on crank on it, but I won't stop. What do you think? Leave it. Leave it. right? What I would do, there's nothing wrong with 302s. They always live in the shadows of 351s. But a 302, if you change the cam and timing gear on it, yeah, you'll wake it up. And it'll be a lovely little car. It'll never have the off-the-line torque of a 351, but on a straight bit of road that's flat, there's bugger all in it. 302s can fly. My XD was one of them. And it would, I had a 351 GXL, and I remember when I was young, and I had a Coolme GXL, which was an auto 351, and John was in the XD, my brother, and we pulled out of Park Orchard Shops, and we're flying down Park Road. We only went to 60, right, because it's a 60 zone, and I couldn't get away from him. He was right at my arse, and I couldn't get away from him. I was flat out doing 60 kilometres an hour. 302 is good. No, don't. Keep the block, keep the crank if you want a 302, keep it, that's fine. That way, if you leave it, then it's C4 gearbox and its Borgie rear end will be correct for it. You don't have to follow my lead. I did the stupid thing I was doing. But if you want to keep it like that, but for heaven's sake, change out the cam and the timing set. Put a there's a joint in South Australia that make Rollmaster. They're industry standard. They're actually a lot better than Cloys and all these other American brands. The Rollmaster Australian one is what they use all around the world. The Coach and Horse is a pub in Ringwood on Maroondah Highway. Great to see the XC again. Thanks for the vids. Night, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for joining us. Share these photos. Share these photos. Hang on a minute. Nope. Hang on a minute. That's my daughter again. That's John Lennon. That wasn't the photo he sent me. Hang on a second. 13 attachments. My goodness, this guy's just, oh my gosh. Share these photos. How much time have I got? Jesus. Hang on, here we go. Hang on, I'll do it on the side. You'll see more. This guy's dad. Why wasn't my dad like this guy? Have a look through there, right? In fact, you could probably even watch the feed late. Jesus. Oh my God. Hang on, let's get into focus. I think that is focused. He's got a Sigma wagon there too. Oh my God. Is this all your property, is it? Hang on. He's even got, this is every guy's friggin' dream, right? Sunset with the cars. Do you know what I'd do if I was your old man? I'd pick one or two and just start repairing them. I mean, I wouldn't pick them out of this pile. This is a sad photo. This reminds me, I was talking to a guy who had a property in Park Orchards, and he had a ditch like that full of cars, and they actually ran a bulldozer in and out of it to crush the cars and filled them all in. And there were two doors and everything in there. There was Monaros and everything, he said. There's another one of the same subject. Hang on a sec. That's a bloody Wolseley. That's a 680 front, I think. He got a bit of everything, didn't he? I don't know what that is. Is that a Plymouth? Is that like a 56 or something? Don't they have a dash like that? Maybe not. I don't know my American cars. Hang on a minute. What do we got here? What is that? Holden. There's a plate there. It's funny you don't get photographers down there taking photos for calendars, models draped around these stuffed cars. This looks like a BT1 Commodore, like an ex-chase car or something. That could be like a VH BT1, ex-chase car or something. That could be like a VH BT1. Oh God, the BMC guys would love this. P76, is that a bad or a 6? I can't tell from here. Looks like the seal's pretty well gone. That's a nice collection of it. Thank you very much for sending those. Oh, it is like Cold War Motors and Oz. That's exactly what it's. Nothing wrong with 302, so I might be the only one to rebuild one. Yeah, people bag me. They don't know what they're talking about. I had a friend called Shane, right? Now, Shane Finnerty, real good guy. I went to high school with him, and his dad bought him his first car was an XB 302 4-speed Fairmont, stock standard, mushroom beige. I was telling Graham about it today. He put a thermoquad and a big cam in it. That's all he did. And it had a bit of a lope to it. It wasn't even a huge cam. It was pretty lopey though, and a thermoquad, and it revved to the end of time. Like it just, I thought it was going to blow it up. It just kept revving and revving and revving. It hammered. Hang on a second. Where the heck am I? Have to go. You're enjoyable. Thank you very much, Dave. Look after yourself. Okay, hang on, I've got to go back. Okay, so what's your thoughts on cars becoming electric in the near future and what that means for the value of classic cars? I worry about that. But I think to put an electric motor in a classic actually ruins it because half of the character in the classic car is the engine and the noises and the sounds and the smells. And people put these, I saw a show, an American show where they had a Camaro, a 6-cylinder one, they put an electric in. I thought, you're an idiot. But I think electric cars would be great in things like Starleys and stuff like that. I would hands down love an electric car to drive to work in local shops, but I wouldn't go very far in one. I'd have a bit of anxiety about the batteries. Having said that, I have had phones before where they have 100% charge. When the batteries fail, they go down to 50 in no time. I don't know. I do like electric cars and they have their place, but the classics, I think, you know, you can run old cars on ethanol. It might mean a few modifications here and there, but I love the old stuff. My wife said when I got my Commodore new, she goes, you won't look at the old cars now, you've got a new one. I said, I won't stop driving the old cars. And I always enjoyed them more than the new car. I bought the new car because it had 6 airbags and I had 3 kids. That's the only reason I bought it. Nick from Sydney, so once you finish the XC, can you assume you will jump on the Plymouth? Yes, you can assume that. And the Bluebird, I'm going to get that on the road too. So Dino is agreeing with something, but I don't know what he's agreeing with. Thanks for the advice on the 302. Almost be a twin of your XC. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with 302. Don't listen to anyone. In fact, people, the problem with 351s is they all use FMX gearboxes, which use a lot more power to drive them, and they're just not as good as a C4. And also the 9 inches in them are very heavy. But so you don't want to over diff a smaller engine. And so it's there's nothing wrong with it. Graham's got a 302, but it's a heap of shit. I'm kidding. My Jigsaw got blitzed one night by turbo rate. Well, some of those little turbo things get up and move pretty quick. I didn't see them an hour in the background, but I'll have a look again. Darren Palmer, it's like Cold War Motors in Oz. So if your old man, Bogan Blokes, was doing videos with his mates walking around his yard and just BSing to each other, that is exactly like Cold War Motors. The worst feeling over is pulling down a 351 and finding a 302 crank. Yeah, that happened to that Adelaide guy too. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Iron Empire. That's him. The best thing if you buy a car with a 351 is just stick a pencil down the bore, number 1 or whatever, and just turn the crank till the bottom's out, and then you can just measure it. You'll get an idea. Park Orchards, they have too much money. It was cheap years ago, but it's not now. It's a B8 P76. Restoration is the word. Yes, thank you very much, Darren. That's wonderful. We need to buy my uncle's rare excess. I don't want any more bikes. Thank you. I've got to finish the ones I've got. I've got heaps of cars finished, and well, you never really finish them. You sort of keep working on them, but I wouldn't get another bike. I've just got too many here. Awesome Life Feed. Thoughts on your love of the Ford versus Holden? I like both. When I was a kid, I went to Ford because my brother liked Fords. But then I started putting pictures of Holdens on my bedroom door, and there were things like Kingswood wagons. I found them in a magazine, and he had all the GTs and stuff on his door. Anyway, I couldn't cut out the black around the wheels. It looked like they were knackered, so John cut out pictures of rocks and stuck them on the top. So it looked like they were parked behind rocks and stuff like that. I like Holdens. I like Fords. I've got a Holden. I use it daily. Right, Charlie, I'm doing live feed. I won't be long. I'm coming out in a minute. My parents had a light green Ute and metallic brown XD V8 wagon. Great cars. That's why I'm a Ford man. Yeah, you don't need a reason. Mark from Iron Empire. Yeah, that's him. He flips car. I don't know how he flips them though. I'd be like, what? Like he had an XA Ute. I'm thinking you got to keep that, man. And he didn't. But I think that's how he funds his projects and the things he does. He's also got a killer K-Code Fairlane. I love it. The green one. Beautiful car. What's a good record in Melbourne for cheap engines? I reckon Pick Apart. But if they've got the model you want, but you have to pull it out yourself, that's why they're cheap. Because an engine's only a couple $100 there. Whyalla, South Australia. Jimmy, how you going? I might have to bail. What time is it? It is now 5 to 11. So I'll stay 5 minutes to 11 o'clock. Then I've got to bounce, as the Americans say. So I've got to have a shower and get ready. I've got work tomorrow. And what's my timetable like? Let me have a look. Portal. What have I got tomorrow? I've got. Come on. Oh, Sunday. There's no classes. Here we go. It's all Unite stuff. We've got product design. 2 product design systems and 10 small engine. Oh, there's a meeting. Damn. Where am I? Okay. Fellow Chalky. You're all right, Chalky. Oh, good work. I'm working on a little Ford Festiva. Good work. I don't know if there's something about Fords and Toyotas that just does it for me. I look at a lot of Holdens and I can respect that they're nice, but I have no intention to actually get one for myself. I like them all. Do you know what? Because they're very different. In fact, the Holdens, I'm talking about H, J, X, and Z were always a lot easier to see out of. The RTS in the HZ was actually a better handling car. I think I just didn't. I liked the Holden 6s, but I didn't like the V8s as much. But then they were brilliant. You know what I mean? 253s, 308s, they were great. Red 308s had problems with chewing out cams and stuff like that. But that's get out of here. Stop scratching your fleas or something. Go on, nick off. Don't scratch your fleas up in here. Get out. I like all of them. I like all cars. You know, there's very few I don't like. The ones I don't like are things like, well, there's the Mitsubishi Pajero, and it looks like the taillights have melted. And they go, they're normal tails, and then they just drip down like this. And I thought, what? But that doesn't matter. It's probably a damn good car. So we've got a few minutes left. What are we looking at here? Yeah, so I think it's a shame that the Australian cars stopped. They stopped manufacturing Aussie cars. I really do. I think Holden got it really right with the Commodore. It was a good size, a good driver's car. The Falcon was just that little bit bigger, so it was better for a family of 5. Do you know what I mean? Than what the Holden was. But the Holden, if you look at VLs were a great driving car. They were fantastic. And, you know, I just think they're really, really good cars. I like Holdens. I just haven't got any. I've got one. We've got 2. We've got 2 Commodores. But I'd love a Tirana. Thanks for the live show. Really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Don. What day next, Peter, for the next catch-up? I don't know. I never announce that sort of thing. I just do it when I'm in the mood. Oh, the Nissan Cube. Yeah. I'm not a fan. But see, Nissan, who was the company that had, yeah, Nissan. Nissan actually did really good things. They had this retro 2-door roadster thing, which was killer. It was great. And it had Pulsar N12 running gear, I think. So it was around 1990. I can't remember what it's called. Then they had things like the Escargot, which was this little snail-shaped thing. It was a rip-off of a French car, and we had one of Bunnings for the paint department. Nissan are a company that either get it really right or really wrong, right? They're not like Toyota. Toyota are very consistent and very conservative in design, but Nissan, by reputation, sort of went outside the box. Like, look at the Bluebirds, really unpopular. They look terrible, but they're a damn good car. So the engineering was good, but some of their styling cues were a bit off, I feel. But Nissan Cube, yeah, you can stick that. I like those. You can put an electric motor in those. That'd be good. Catch up with you sometime. Hopefully meet up in Ringwood. I'll bring the CM. That'd be great. We should actually do the coach and horses. Thanks, Clinton. See you soon. Love your work. Really into the Falcon. Thanks, Jimmy. Figaro. That's it. Love them. New political party in 2025. Bring back the Aussie-built cars. Couldn't agree more. Anyway, I've got to split. I'm going to go now. And thank you so much for everyone for your generosity and also for attending and saying hello to me and having a really good conversation. I've really enjoyed it. So take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.